Most people downsize at exactly the wrong time, and it costs them tens of thousands of dollars. They focus on one thing, getting rid of the stuff, and completely miss the 5 decisions that actually determine whether downsizing improves their retirement or totally wrecks it. And here's what bothers me. None of the downsizing advice out there talks about the financial side of this decision. It's all about decluttering and organizing and finding a smaller place. And don't get me wrong, those things really matter. But if you get the money side wrong, none of the other stuff matters. After 25 years helping people buy and sell homes, hundreds of transactions, I've watched the same 5 costly downsizing mistakes happen again and again. And once you make them, you can't undo them. The money is gone. So today, I'm going to walk you through all 5. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to downsize without leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table. All right, so let's start with mistake number 1. Downsizing at the wrong time. This might sound obvious, but it's the mistake that I see people make most often. People pick a date, we'll downsize when I turn 65, or we'll downsize next spring. They pick a date on the calendar instead of looking at what the market is actually doing. Let me say this clearly. The market does not care about your calendar. I've seen people sell in a buyer's market because that's when they decided to sell. They left $15,000, $20,000, even $30,000 or more on the table just because they picked the wrong month to list. And on the flip side, I've seen people wait too long. The market was hot. They could have sold for top dollar, but they waited. They weren't ready. And by the time they listed, interest rates had shifted and buyers had pulled back. Timing is the first piece of what I call my Right Sizing Readiness Score. It's a framework I built after watching hundreds of clients get this right. And a few get it painfully wrong. The 5 pieces are location, condition, timing, equity, and competition. Timing isn't just about the calendar, it's about reading the market, understanding where interest rates are headed, and knowing whether you're in a seller's window or a buyer's window. Get this wrong and everything else gets harder. Mistake number 2, not knowing what your home is actually worth. And let me be specific here because this is where people get blindsided. Most people look at Zillow or a similar estimate online and think they know what their home is worth. That can be a super expensive mistake and lead to a lot of confusion. Those online estimates, they're algorithms. They don't know that you updated the kitchen 2 or 3 years ago. They don't know that the house 2 doors down sold for less because it was an estate sale with lots of water damage. They don't know your specific street, your specific block, your specific home. I've walked into homes where the online estimate said $450,000 is what your home is worth, and the real market value was closer to $520,000. That's $70,000 the homeowner would have left on the table if they trusted the algorithm. And I've seen the reversed also. The estimate says $500,000 and the real number is a lot closer to $430,000. And the homeowner has already mentally spent the money that isn't even there. This is the equity piece of the Right Sizing Readiness Score. You have to know, not guess, not estimate, what your home will actually sell for in today's market. Not last year's market, not what your neighbor told you at a barbecue, the real number, backed by real comps. From someone who does this every day. You got to do the full math. Remember, not the hopeful math, but the real math. Mistake number 3, selling as is and leaving money on the table. Now, I understand why a lot of people do this. I really do. The thought of getting a home ready for market, repairs, painting, staging, it feels completely overwhelming. I get it. Especially when you're also trying to sort through decades of belongings and figure out where you're going next. I've done this many times. I've helped people do it. I completely understand. So people say, I'll just sell it as is, take what I can get and be done with it. But here's what it actually costs you. Let's say your home is worth $400,000 in good condition. You skip the prep work and sell as is. You might be able to get $350,000, maybe $340,000 or less. You've just lost $50,000 to $60,000 or more to avoid spending maybe $5,000 to $8,000 on paint, minor repairs and staging, and maybe a little bit of carpet. That's not a good trade. That is a $50,000 mistake. And here's the part most people don't understand. Buyers don't see a $5,000 repair. They see a problem and multiply it by 10 in their heads. That cracked tile in the bathroom, in their mind, the whole bathroom needs to be redone now. That $500 fix just cost you $5,000 off your sale price. And they use it against you. You know they do. This is the condition piece of the Right Sizing Readiness Score. Before you list, you need an honest assessment of what needs to be done and what doesn't. Sometimes a weekend of work and a few $1,000s adds $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 or more to your sales price. This is the best return on investment you'll ever get. A quick recent example, an out-of-town couple had a little condo in a great part of Utah County. They got offered $220,000 as is by an agent that said they could never get above $240,000 even if fixed up. A friend reached out to me for a second opinion on their behalf. I told them for less than $5,000 we could add paint, new carpet, and fix and update everything, and it would sell for at least $270,000 or more. Well, it sold for $280,000 and cost less than $5,000 to repair and update, and my team handled it all, did all the work. No hassle, no stress for them. Mistake number 4, not running the numbers on where you're going next. This is where I see people get into real trouble. They focus entirely on selling their current home and almost no time on the math of where they're going. Here's what I mean. You sell your home for $550,000. You feel great. Then you buy a smaller place for $350,000. You've got $200,000 left over, minus the closing costs. You're thinking, this worked out perfectly. But did you check the property taxes on that new place? Did you look at the HOA fees? What about the utility costs? What about the cost of insurance in that area compared to where you are now? Tax friendly does not automatically mean low cost. This is why I built the retirement state cost calculator that I use with all my clients. It's linked below and it runs the full comparison. Property taxes, sales tax, income tax, utilities, insurance, HOA fees, the whole picture. Because here's what happens when you don't run those numbers. You move somewhere that looks cheaper. The house costs less, and then 6 months in, you realize your monthly costs are actually higher than where they were in your old, larger home. That's a gut punch. This is the location piece of the Right Sizing Readiness Score. And I'm not just talking about what neighborhood. I'm talking about what state, what county, what tax district. The wrong location can quietly cost you thousands of dollars a year in costs you never saw coming. Then you'll be stuck somewhere you don't want to be stuck. This is not a small decision. This can have a major impact on your retirement. So make sure you think this through clearly. Mistake number 5, not understanding your competition. Here's what I mean by competition. When you list your home, you're not just selling a house. You're competing against every other home in your price range, in your area, at the exact moment. Most people never look at what else is on the market. They don't know that 3 other homes on their street are also for sale. They don't know that the development 1 mile away has new construction at a similar price point and an intro interest rate buy downs from the builder. They don't know that the home 4 doors down has been sitting on the market for 80 days because it's overpriced. And so they price too high because they think their home is special, and it sits and it sits. And then the price drops, and now buyers see price reduced, or it gets stigmatized and they wonder what's wrong with it. Or they price too low because they want a quick sale and leave money on the table. Knowing your competition means understanding what else a buyer can get for the same amount of money. What are the 3 closest comparable homes that are also for sale right now? What did the homes actually sell for? Not what did they list for, what did they sell for in the last 90 days? This is the competition piece. It's the one piece people skip often entirely, and it can cost you. Did your agent walk through the competition to see what you're competing against? You have to know this stuff so you can make your own decision with your eyes wide open and not get blindsided like so many people do. So those are the 5 mistakes that I see people make the most often that have the biggest impact on their retirement when they go to downsize. So let's review them real quickly. Number 1, downsizing at the wrong time. The market doesn't care about your calendar. Number 2, not knowing what your home is actually worth. Algorithms don't sell homes. Number 3, selling as is and leaving $50,000 on the table to avoid $5,000 worth of work. Number 4, not running the full cost numbers on where you're going. Tax friendly does not mean low cost. Number 5, not understanding your competition. You don't price your home in a vacuum. Now, here's the thing. I know this can feel like a lot, but you don't have to figure it out alone. That's what I do. I've spent 25 years helping people get this stuff right. If you're thinking about downsizing, whether it's this year or 5 years from now, I've put together a downsizing website with guides and checklists of the most important things to think about when the time comes to downsize. It's linked below. And if you want to walk through your specific situation, there's also a link to book a free call. I'll share everything I've learned over the years from hundreds of transactions, what works, what doesn't, and what your specific home is likely worth in today's market. Absolutely no obligation, just free help. Please do me a favor. If this was helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button so we can get this information out to as many people as possible so they can put more money back in their pocket and make sure they move to the right place that they want to be in. Let me know in the comments, what's the one thing holding you back from downsizing right now? And if you're wondering which state might be the best state to move to for taxes, or should you sell your home and rent, watch this next video I have up here. And until the next time, please stay safe, my friends.